The Palestinians in Israel are both Palestinians in their ethnic background and Israelis as they hold Israeli citizenship. In 1948, 70% of the population were forced to leave. About 30% stayed in the country. Then from 1948 to 1966, they were under military law. After that, they were granted citizenship. And until today, they are citizens, but their language is Arabic, their culture is Palestinian, and there are several Christians among Palestinians in Israel.
When we talk about the Arab Palestinian in Israel, they are going through major processes. One of them is Israelization, as they speak Hebrew. Their civil identity is part of the Israeli society. They are very much integrated into the Israeli society. Like myself, I studied in Tel Aviv University. I speak Hebrew. My kids go to Israeli schools. I live in a mixed neighborhood in Jerusalem. So we are, in many ways, have been integrated into the Israeli society, and in that sense, Palestinian Christian citizen of State of Israel, their situation is much, much better than Christian in Iraq or Syria or Egypt or other countries. No doubt about it, nobody denied. But at the same time, we are Palestinian. There is what we call in the ethnic identity of the Palestinian that they're going through a process of Palestinization. So you have those two aspects working together among us. What does it mean to be Palestinian? Yes, we see the Holy Land our homeland. We want to have equal right in Israel like with Israel, but also we have great concern about the occupation, about what's happening to our fellow brothers and sisters. Because the Israeli Jewish society have become more religious, more asserting their Jewish identity, more asserting rabbinical Jewish identity. Democracy went to the second stage. They realized they are not going to be integrated into the Jewish society. And that's also appear in, like, for example, introducing different laws in the Knesset, in the Israeli parliament, to highlight, to clarify, to emphasize more the Jewish identity of the State of Israel.
With regards to East Jerusalem, there are many ways in which Palestinian residents are discriminated against, bearing in mind that they neither have West Bank ID or full Israeli citizenship, but they have this residency status in East Jerusalem. There are many ways, for example, in housing and land allocation, in budgets that are afforded to schools and other municipal services. Of course, the separation wall also cuts right through many Palestinian neighborhoods in East Jerusalem. And you have the reality that the mayor, the elected mayor of Jerusalem, Nir Barkat, like other mayors before him, is open about the fact that he wishes to keep the Jewish ratio of the city's population at a certain level. And for me, it's extraordinary if you try and think of a comparison for, say, a Western capital city, which Israel claims Jerusalem is its capital, or another big city, to have an elected mayor who is open about the fact that he sees there a desirous ethnic or religious population ratio for his city. And of course, if you have that ideology and beliefs at the heart of the government of the city, that will then work its way down to specific practical policies to do with everyday issues with housing and that sort of thing.
Because when you say, like Ben Gurion, the first prime minister of Israel, said, I'm first Israeli, then a Jew, under the Israeli, you can be Jew, you can be all type of Jew. But Netanyahu are saying, the prime minister of Israel now, I'm first Jew, then Israeli.
They are addressed as Palestinians and as a demographic threat from the state of Israel, because Israel insists that Israel has to be a Jewish state rather than a democratic state. And as a result, Palestinians feel marginalized. On the other hand, they don't want to leave their homes in Galilee or in Tel Aviv area or in other parts because that's where their home is. And they do share with Palestinians in the West Bank and Gaza Strip common history, common language, common culture, but they are located in a different place and they have a future that is unique to them. One of the challenges also at the global level, they are many times forgotten by most people who talk about the Palestinian-Israeli conflict. And they either talk about Palestinians in the West Bank and Gaza Strip, and perhaps in in exile, but they seldom talk about Palestinians who are living inside the 1948 borders.